The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan of themorganreport.com for the week ending 17 November 2023. Well, where has the year gone? All right, I'm going to start off on my Twitter, which is at SilverGuru22. I'm just going to scroll down a few things that have been posted by yours truly. Recently, I put the replay. There was a Load-sponsored event called The Future of Fiat Gold and Silver. Myself, Yvonne, that took over for Nick Bereshef at BMG Group, maybe doing a collaboration with Load. It's to be determined. Richard Groom, who's spearheading the Load mining efforts, and myself and a few others. This was actually posted, a link to this was posted on the Twitter feed. It just is a special update that we did for members only. I actually had people, I took a clip out of it so the general public could get an idea of this rotten market that we've had in the mining sector, but I'll play this real quickly for you. I'm going to speed up and kind of get rid of myself and just get to the meat of it. And you can listen to some of the success that we have had late in the day, meaning over 2021, 2022, and this year. Drove, and then we walked, and then we drove, and then we walked, and then we drove, and then we walked. We covered the whole project in about a day's time. Very impressive. Still like it. Yes, it's down, but on these, the whole mining sector's down. I don't want to elaborate any further. Warwick, there's one sector that's working. Tell us about it.
Yeah, happy to. Certainly appreciate the opportunity. We've had good success with your subscribers. Maybe I start by touching on that, and then touching on where this is going. American Pacific in 2021, the Wall Street Journal Mining Index ranked us the #1 performing gold stock globally. I believe we showed it to your shareholders, to your subscribers, originally around 25 cents. It had a high of $1.40. Traded obviously a lot of volume to get to that point. We've also shown your subscribers Silver Hammer, of which I think we offered the financing on that, which was 25 cents with it, and had a warrant as well. That promptly went to $1.08. And then Kraken Energy, which again, I think we showed it around 25 cents, which went to $1.90. So we've had good success. I would say this compared to its peers, the entry point, which we're showing this, which is trading now day one, for your subscribers are seeing it day one. I think it is the most compelling opportunity that we've shown.
And just a couple more here on Twitter. I did an interview with Sean at SGT Report. It's linked here on my Twitter feed. Always fun and enlightening to have Sean because he just does a great interview, and he talks about things that I usually don't get asked on other interviews. So something to consider this weekend. I posted this earlier in the week, November 13th, on the debt clock. And of course, it has the dollar to silver ratio at 0 per ounce, dollar to gold ratio, 0 per ounce, dollar to oil ratio, 0 per ounce. It's actually on an interview this morning. I went through how that calculation is done. It's the change in M2 versus the amount of barrels or ounces of silver or gold. And since M2 is going negative, you're going to get a 0. And that's how that number is derived. I just posted this book. I just got it yesterday. I'll read it this weekend. It's a quick read. Probably not much that you're not familiar with, but I'm going to read it anyway. You always could glean usually 1 or 2 new things or said in a different way or whatever. So I may have more to say about this book. I may not, but definitely going to read it this weekend and reserve comment till later. I think the most important thing I did all week as far as Twitter is concerned is to post this one. And that's, of course, this ICBC, which is purportedly the largest bank. And it had a cyber attack, which I've been talking about ad infinitum. And this is affecting the treasury market. So it's not a joke. This thing's pretty serious. How far, how deep, how wide it's going to go remains to be determined. But there are bank problems. And again, scrolling back up a little bit here, I won't make anyone sick. Remember, bank failures. These two go hand in hand. Is this the biggest domino to fall, or maybe falling? That may set things in motion. I don't know. I just want you to be prepared. All right, I'm going to try to keep it brief this week. CNBC gold registers weekly gain on Fed pause bets. Many are saying the Fed's done raising interest rates. I'm not sure. I actually think that they're going to raise another time or two, but again, that remains to be determined. We'll find out. Gold's actually been doing pretty well this week. From BN Americas, this is talking about the global silver production to fall in 2023 due to lower Mexican and Peruvian output. Everyone should know that follows the silver market, even pretty much at a cursory level. And this is true for oil, it's true for gold, it's true for many commodities, that we've really seen peak oil. At least I'm a believer in that. I know there's other arguments, we're not going to get there. But the amount of easy to get to crude has pretty much been established. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be doing all this fracking. I mean, if there's all this oil that replenishes itself, you wouldn't need to frack. That's my take. Regardless, the average gold mine now is something like 4 grams per ton. I mean, it's ridiculously small relative to what it was a couple of decades ago. And the silver grades continue to decline as well. So in other words, most of these mines have been, you could call it high graded, but really not. It's just that you go over big deposits that are, the grade is high. I mean, I was taught from day one, grade is king. And that's true in any commodity that you're digging out of the earth. If you get, 10 grams per ton, all things being equal, and you find another mine that's pretty close to the same situation, and it's 3 grams per ton, obviously the 10 grams per ton mine will have a much higher economic output. Same thing with silver, of course. And silver has been dropping in grade rather rapidly for the last 10 years or so. So no surprise, just the silver market continues to tighten, even though the price is not reflecting that yet, although we have had a fairly decent week in the silver market this week. I never like reporting on anything like this, but I don't want to be taken to task because I didn't mention it. This is from the Associated Press. Worker dies of palladium mine in Montana, triggering halt to mining. You can read the article. You can pull it up if you're so inclined. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but I do think it's required of me to note it. Mining is dangerous. There's a lot of things in life that people do for a living that are dangerous. This is from Chemical Engineering. Johnson Matthey demonstrates new recycling technology for fuel cell and electrolyzer materials. JM announced successful lab demonstration for its new high refined technology for recycling hydrogen fuel cell materials. While they are established routes to recycle the platinum group metals, often an atomizer isn't recovered. We believe that this is the first ever demonstration of circularity for the platinum group metals and valuable inomer tech together. GM researchers have proven at lab scale that both the PGMs and isomer can be recovered and recycled into a new catalyst-coated membranes. So something rather obscure, but I do follow the platinum group metals as much as I do silver and gold. I don't comment on it as much because it's an extremely small market and it's really not used as monetary metals, although they have the classic properties of a classic money, but they really aren't considered that. We'll leave it there. Got under 10 minutes this week. This is David Morgan of themorganreport.com. Lots of good news on some of the companies that we follow. You got to see that little clip about how well we've actually done in the junior sector with some of the picks that we've done with Warwick Smith. And bear that in mind. I'll leave it there. Make a great weekend. I'll be back with you next week. This is David Morgan signing out.
What if I told you that you could go broke in less than 24 hours? That's how long it took for the Dow Jones Industrial Average to plunge by nearly 22%, losing investors billions overnight. The same happened to the FTX crypto exchange and Terra Luna stablecoin. Both crashed overnight, losing crypto investors billions. You need a strategy that will protect whatever amount of savings you have now. We are going to witness the greatest transfer of wealth that has ever occurred in recorded history, and you must understand the following. You can absolutely go broke in one day. We've been helping subscribers weather this economic mess for years. Now it's time for you to get the same insights. What really happens during a major collapse is that the wealth changes hands. You will actually benefit by looking ahead and knowing exactly how to build and preserve your wealth. Putting just 10% or 20% of your wealth into our approach could make all the difference in your financial security and peace of mind over the next few years. Discover the Morgan Report today. Visit our site at themorganreport.com.